Let's try some like Chars that real quick. I've never used this ink in this way. I usually use India ink, but god damn it. Already splashing. It's probably the wrong kind of paper, but hey, who cares? Okay, we had a paper towel. Let me dry some of that up. How many sheets is that? Do we see anything in there yet already? Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Huh? I can tell that paper's too wet. I can't really do much with it. We'll come back to it when it dries. I don't want to feel like I'm tearing a hole in that sheet of paper. Alright, see how fast we can get a face done. I was also thinking, like, instead of just like blowing through some of these faces, like what if we took our time on some? Alright, one pupil, another pupil. Just scribbling it out. This pencil is broken. Love that for me. Where's my eraser? I like that. Maybe we need some jazz music in the background again. Hey Siri, play some jazz in the background. Probably could give me a copyright strike though, huh?
One sec. Which app do you want to listen to this on?
Spotify.
I couldn't find that in your Apple Music library. You can ask me to play a radio station or ask for your music on a different app.
Cancel. Oh well. There we go. Starting to look like a face now. Put some highlights in those eyes. What do you think? It's not too bad. We got anybody there? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, YouTube? We're also on Twitch if you want to join on there. If anybody's got any requests. Maybe we'll do some requests. What's up, Flag? Yeah, I can see we got 3 people on the vertical stream. Let's do another one. But if we do something a little more intentional. Something like this. What do we think about that? Flag, what do we think about this style? I just invented it right now. A little less chaotic, maybe a little more Matisse. If you're on YouTube, you can join us on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, you can join us on YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment. I don't know, share on your Blue Sky. All of the above. Or if you have a request for something for us to draw, we could do that. Not only that, but I think you know what I'm doing. We get some, get this tune playing. Oh, we don't have that, huh? I think a song playing. But I'm gonna get a copyright strike. Alright, so give some pupils here so the audience knows what they're looking at. And so we're just going to add some darker darks. Give some more dynamics to the drawing over as a whole. Here we go. What do we think? All right. Let's do another one. Flag says she likes that style. Thank you so much. I see you in the vertical chat. All right, so let's do another one old school style. All right, what do we feel about that? Let's go ahead and bring some of these spots out right from the start. See a face in there? Oh, damn, dropped my charcoal pencil. It's never gonna sharpen again. Shoot, sometimes it's almost like I could just call that done, I think. That almost looks like a face. Let's bring out some, just for stream's sake, let's go ahead and overwork this drawing. Okay. Bring back some highlights here. Bottom lip, top lip. Down the nose right there. Some highlights here. There's no wrong answers. Yeah, it's all good. What are you drawing over there, Flag? A little curl of the hair. Let's go here. Tighten up this pupils a little bit. All of these pupils are here. Kitty man, I hear you meowing, but you got the window open, you got wet food, you got dry food. What the heck do we need? What the heck do we need? Here's a work of art. Mwah. Mwah. Get in there. Good boy. I know you gotta go. Alright, so that's another drawing. What do y'all think? Moving on. do another one. You know, sorry about that, guys. No, we don't want to rotate. Orientation's locked. Okay, that's cool. So there we go. Sorry, my tripod fell. I don't have the most convenient setup here, but we're back. That must have felt action-packed. I'm trying to go a little peculiar with our portraits tonight. How far can we stretch proportions is the name of the game. How far can we push it? Push it. Okay, does it still look like a face? How far can we make this face not be a face and still be a face? Does that make any sense? How do we break all the rules, you know? But still end up with our goal of creating a portrait. You know, and how far from a portrait can it be, still be considered a portrait? You might want to ask yourself. Or not, I don't know. I'm asking the questions here. Alright, so what do we think? There we go. There's another one. Let's call this guy Al. He works. He works on ships at the shipyard. They bring the goods in. They bring the goods out. Several bands. This massive sketch we're gonna use till now. Very cool. Well, we're in a good old-fashioned sketch battle then, Flag. All right, let's do another one. BD, what it do? It's been a while. Talk to me a little bit about the film industry. Been working on anything interesting? If you stick around, we are going to do a writing jam in about 15 minutes. If you want to stick around and give us some of your expertise. But how you been, BD? What's been going on? If you notice, we are currently streaming live on Twitch and YouTube, vertically and horizontally. Film industry, don't you work in film? Or do I have that mixed up? Oh, just kidding. See, dude, can't mess with me. I got the memory of an elephant? I do feel like sometimes, like streaming, meeting a bunch of people on stream, at first it was really difficult to memorize people because I didn't really have a face to memorize. It was just everybody's names, and some people change their names every month. But you get to know people, you know, you ask them the same questions, where they're from, what they're into, what their talents are. And I feel like it's, over time, it's strengthened my memory. Well, apparently your industry is not comedy. Are you working on any interesting projects? Boom, here's a face I just drew. How fast was that? Let's call this guy Ethan, maybe? Ethan likes skateboarding and wildflowers. What? How's that work? Good enough? Moving on. Beatty says it's been stressful of late. Been shooting a series over the past couple of weeks. One of the larger ones right now. It's been stressful but fun. 16-hour days? Ugh. Yes. Very film industry. What we're doing here is we're scribbling on a sheet of paper until we see a face. And then when we see the face, we try to go with it. And I try to see how far we can push the rules of anatomy and proportion and still have a face here, you know? You just never know how far we can go. Yeah, you're gonna love that overtime. Love that overtime, baby. Does the project have a cool story that you're into? Any kind of creative payback in this particular project we're talking about? So I'm just trying to bring up some contrast. Whether you're working in film or you're writing poetry or you're making music, a little thing you can always remember is that humans, they focus on high contrast areas. So if I want people to look at the eyes of my drawing or the mouth or the nose, those are the pieces of the drawing that need to have the highest contrast. You know, so we put the darkest darks, the lightest lights right next to each other. And that's true for film and writing and painting. High contrast areas in your story, high contrast areas in your filmmaking, your composition, your cinematography, your storytelling. There's another one. We were dark for 4 weeks, so it gets a bit of break time to recenter myself, balance other projects. Oof. It's a comedy. I'm not a comedy person, but I thought the first season was entertaining. The second season is the first season I'm working on at the... I gotcha. It's the second season, first season you're working on. Are you able to tell us what the name of it is? Hi-yo! What's up, Wolfman? Welcome. How have you been, Wolfman? What's been up? How's school? How are the exams? Any new art? What's been up? Well, it's new. Alright. What do you think about that? I learned I'm required to enter 20 exhibitions. Dang! My whole ass family just walked in to see what I was drawing. Uh-oh, what is it? Is it Yowie? Yowie? I don't know how to say it. Yowie? At the moment, but I did win several Emmys the past show. That's pretty cool. So check it out. Flag is a new writer. She's a young student, and she's just learning to write. She's been writing a bunch of fan fiction. Beatty is currently working on a television show that's just won an Emmy. That's the cool thing about this community. We got artists of all stripes in here. And although Wolfman is not a writer per se, he is an animator. He has some wonderful animations and some stories he's working on, whether he thinks he's a writer or not. He's a really good animator. And what is animation if not but storytelling? And y'all can do me a favor. I did a new YouTube video that's of a new style. I would love it if you could go check out the YouTube video and tell me what you think about it. It's a new style I'm working on. I don't know if y'all follow or subscribe to the YouTube channel, but we do have a community over there. If you want to go check it out, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your input on the new direction of that particular YouTube video. So I'm just using an eraser here to kind of bring up some highlights. You know, and last but not least, let's get our high contrast areas here. Really bring this bad boy to life. Boom. What do we think? Beatty says 2 features that I worked on are premiering at Sundance this coming year. So that will be the first time I will be attending that festival. That's very cool. Exciting stuff, hopefully. A little bitter, however. I'm not sure. Do you want to talk about why you're bitter? But man, I have mixed feelings dealing with the movie industry currently, so I get it. But yeah, if y'all can hit that link, check out the new YouTube video. Tell me what you think about the style. I don't know if you've watched the YouTube videos, but I've been experimenting, trying to find what works, and would love to see what you think. Oh wow, this drawing has gone crazy, cuckoo bananas. Alright, but we can pull it back together. Good enough. Cool, I'm about to wipe all the charcoal off of this bad boy. Okay. I feel like we need some darker areas here. Let's go ahead and handle those. Couple pupils here, couple nostrils here. Let's define the darkness of the mouth, maybe imply some ear holes or something there. Use my eraser to pull out some highlights. There we go. Something like that. All right, last but not least, our handy dandy electronic eraser. Put that highlight in our pupil here. Boom. Zanny, my guy. It's nice to see you, my dude. What's been up? How have you been? Welcome back to the chat. Hey, if you can, man, pop over, check out my new YouTube video. I'm trying a new thing. I would love to hear what you think. It's a different style. I'm trying something new. I've been taking I'm always asking for input. Well, I'm trying some of the stuff people have been saying. Let's see how it looks. Also, we're streaming on YouTube and we're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming vertically and horizontally. So if you could pop over to the YouTube, check out my new video, I would appreciate it. But also, say hello to the vertical stream. How you been, Zan? What's new? You working on anything interesting? How are the exams? You got your break yet? Can we have So that's just what it is. I can push this up a little bit. Doink. Whoops. Baby says, well, one of my best friend's debut features that I am an EP on, as well as many other throughout the process, close to a finishing stage, and I really believe it's an incredible story and has potential to connect with many people, but we have the opportunity to be considered for several other major film festivals. Gotten into film round of voting, but one of them, so it's all hope until that rejection hits, and that explains my bitterness part. God, it's such a gamble. Even under the best circumstances, it's just a fucking gamble, BD. I understand. So much do I understand. Yeah, I mean it'll find an audience, but it's like, dude, it's like trying to get water out of a fucking stone to like really get your money back, you know? It's like it's and like the more the more original the film is, the more diverse the story is, the more experimental, the more important the film is, the harder it is to fucking sell, you know? There's a funny dichotomy there where it's like you gotta make safe 4-quadrant existing IP or you gotta make YouTube videos. You think you're bitter. But, you know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. And I guess that's part of the situation. Is like, you know, we're the mad hatters that decided to make the gamble, you know? And whether, but, you know, I heard somebody say a story about, like, somebody wanted to be something, a rock star or something. I don't remember what it was, but they were afraid to kind of go for it because they didn't want to kind of be a failure, go try to be a rock star and failure. So what they ended up working to be is they decided to just become a cabinet maker. It was something that they could get paid for in their hometown or something like that. So instead of going with maybe a difficult, far out dream, hey Siri, stop the alarm. They decided to go with what they thought was the safe thing. But all in all, they still failed at being a cabinet maker. So the moral of the story is you might as well fail at something you believe in. You know, rather than succeeding in something you don't believe in. All right, y'all, that 30-second marker, that 30-minute marker we just heard means that the vertical session comes to a close. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm going to keep drawing. I'm going to stay on Twitch, stay on YouTube. We're just going to stop the vertical stream. So, bye-bye, vertical stream. The vertical stream is just my hands. All right, let's get it to an exact, one more minute till we're at an exact 30-minute vertical stream. So with that last minute, maybe we can look through the sketches we did. These are all the sketches we did today on stream. Ooh, I like that one. I think that's the one I was trying something different, a little more like Matisse, a little less scribble. Not sure which style I like better. That was the first one we did. Oh, I forgot, we tried to do one with some watercolor, some ink at first, and the page was so wet. It was hard to get anything done. All right, well, that's it, y'all. See you next time, YouTube.